There were two really interesting announcements in the past couple of weeks that I want to talk about for a few minutes, and they're in the fields of digital fashion. Now, taking a look at me, you may not think I'm into fashion, and you'd be right, but digital fashion I think is different because it's a really interesting and exciting emerging area. So the first announcement came from Ralph Lauren, who has designed its first ever digital collection, and it's done it in partnership with Snapchat to design outfits for Bitmoji. Bitmoji, as you may know, are digital avatars that are used in Snapchat and elsewhere. And I think it's really interesting to see a high fashion brand like Ralph Lauren be the first to explore branded outfits in Bitmoji. Why I think it's good for them is A, it helps them reach a younger audience, but also it's because Bitmoji are so important for self-expression in digital social spaces. And it's interesting to see Ralph Lauren experimenting with digital avatars to see if there's something there for them, to see if it's a space worthy of interest. And there's a really key phrase in this quote, which is, as the world of digital avatars continues to accelerate. I've been keeping an eye on this space for a couple of years now, and it really has seen an acceleration, but it's only one of two things that I think are super important. The first acceleration is this use of avatars in virtual spaces, and the second is that social media often now is the primary interface that we have to the world, especially in lockdown, when we can't be out in the world meeting friends. Most of the ways we see them are digitally intermediated. They're through social media or through video conferencing, and so the way we present ourselves in these medium is changing, and we always want to look our best the way we would do in the physical world. You want to express your culture and your belonging and your taste to the rest of the world, but it's done generally through digital spaces now. So brings me to the second of the two interesting things, and that's it. Helsinki Fashion Week last week, like every major in-person event, has had to go fully digital. But they've really embraced this. Rather than doing just videos, as many others have done, they've got all their participating designers to create digital-first collections and show them in digital-first environments. That allows them to be much more creative than they could be on a catwalk. And so it's really interesting to see many of these fashion designers taking their first steps in digital and learning the possibilities of the space. And one of the other things that was really interesting in here was that people could buy digital outfits. You could buy the digital outfit and it's uniquely yours. It has a unique signature, and you can take the 3D model and use it as you wish, but you can also apply to have your photographs dressed up in the outfit you've just bought. So you send them a social photo and this one-of-a-kind item that you bought, they'll digitally apply it to your photo, send it back so you can share it back into your social spaces. This isn't necessarily new. There's a couple of companies already working in this space, but I think it's new on this scale from a fashion week to be exploring this. So there's kind of two angles to this. There's the digital avatars in virtual spaces, whether that's through Bitmoji or Facebook Horizon or Fortnite, which has got a huge economy of skins, of the way you dress, the way these individual distinct outfits, and many brands already playing there. And then from the other direction, you have the digital enhancement of your physical photos. On the left here we have a dress from the fabricant, which doesn't exist, probably could never exist, because they can play using fabrics and materials and drapes that couldn't physically exist in the real world. Up on the top right, this is the augmented reality t-shirt from Carling's, where you buy the t-shirt once and you get a new lens applied to it every month. Or it could be just digitally trying on Gucci shoes using Snapchat. So we're seeing these two things coming together, but the thing they have in common is it's quite clear now that there's a lot that the future could bring in which your digital wardrobe is as influential, as important, and as relevant in your life as your physical wardrobe is.